Okay, we're doing this again. It's Monday night. It's 10 o'clock and it's Taffs Word Live. Wait for the viewers to come rolling in. Currently don't have anybody at the moment, but obviously I know, I always put these videos out. Oh, I got a hello. I got 2 people in. Right, okay. How's it going, guys? Ah, now it's catching up. Happy days. Right, ooh, there goes my phone messing up on me. Yeah, how's it going, guys? How is everybody? Missing the football? Bet it's not as much as I'm missing it right now. Jesus Christ, the withdrawal. But to be honest with you, I'm happy feeling this way because of how the season ended up finishing. You know, for Newport County. But yeah, it's definitely a bit of a dark time. I mean, the Confederations Cup have offered, a couple of light spectacles, I suppose. Just to pass the time and that. But what's the news so far with County this week? Oliver Davis. Well, Oliver, the news so far with County is not much, to be honest with you. The work is about to start on the pitch for one, but we knew that anyway. Hello, Scabs. And obviously we've made some signings, and I think since the last time I did this, we've made the signings. Yeah, it was all in the middle of last week. So Lamar Reynolds and Frank Newble added to the list of players that we've got. Thank you, Callum. Good to have you again. Nice to know people enjoy this thing. I mean, this was just an off-the-cuff idea, really. I mean, obviously, fastest player. Apparently, Lamar Reynolds. Let's look out for him. He's supposed to be lightning fast. Yeah, like I say, I mean, I only did start these live streams sort of off the cuff, just one of those things. I do the blogs. Why not get people to ask me questions on a live basis? And here we go. And we got Taffs Word Live, and it's a regular thing every Monday night at 10 o'clock. So thanks you all for joining. Ask me anything you want. It doesn't have to be about Newport County. It can be about any other part of football. Thoughts on John Terry joining Villa? Well, in theory, it's a nice move. It's nice to see him doing something good at the end of his career, bringing a giant like Aston Villa back into the Premier League. But £100,000 a week just taints that for me a little bit. I think that's a stupid amount of money for anyone at that level of football to earn. £100,000 a week. I mean, come on now. For a player in decline at the end of his career, it's got to be one of those things where, look, they've gone to Aston Villa, they've said, look, we got an offer on the table from China, they're going to pay him 150 grand a week. We got an offer from America, they're going to pay him 100 grand a week. What are you going to pay him? Well, we got to pay him 100 grand then, haven't we? Well, and there we go. They've caved on that one. I think they've strong-armed Aston Villa into paying that sort of money. That would be an agent thing. I'm not a fan of agents. Right, hello big man. Scabs, is an ex-player even signing, or was that bullshit? Right. The ex-player, there is a rumour that another ex-player of ours is going to sign. So, an ex-player signing? Well, if that's the rumour, Scott Bowden's still a free agent. He hasn't signed for Wrexham yet. Right, who we got now? Opinions on Rhys Davis joining Leicester. Right, for what I know, he hasn't actually joined yet. There's rumours that Leicester want to have him. So we'll just wait to see how that plays out. I don't think he's signed just yet. Will Lacazette go to Arsenal? I expect he will. It'd be a good move for him. It'd be a good move for Arsenal, so it works for everybody. Possibly the new Henry, they're saying. We'll wait and see. And that was from Aaron Day. James Morris, thoughts on the new kits for the season? Right, we shouldn't see the new kits. There was a leak. Whoever leaked that was a poor move. We shouldn't see what the kits look like right now. But because I have seen them, I say I like them all. I've seen some bad words being said about them. I mean, personally, I think the home kit is a nice modern-looking kit. I think the away kit is an interesting sort of unexpected-looking kit. And the black kit, as per usual, we always have a black kit that, is exactly the same as the home kit, but black. So, yeah, I like the kits, but we shouldn't have seen them. Hello, Bluebirds TV. Thoughts on Leicester possibly signing the academy keeper? Well, that's the thing. I mean, if we get 100k for an academy keeper, we can throw a few, clauses in that for us to make further money on it. It could be a good move, but it'd be a bit of a shame because we haven't actually got to see him play in the first team or anything like that yet. It was different with Regan Poole. We seen him play. We knew he was good. And we thought, yeah, good on you for getting him out to Man United. For an academy player to move from our academy to another, I just hope that we get the credit if he does make it, and I hope we get paid. That's the big important part of it. Right. Right, fresh trim. Yeah, needed it. I waited on it. It got a bit long, and I know we mentioned it last week, but I basically waited because I'm going on holiday on Friday. Just so you know, next Monday there is no Taff Live, so you're gonna have to suffer for a week without me. But the week after I'll be back. Don't you worry. Next Monday I'm on holiday. I'm on holiday with the fiance. Big man, I follow Resaves on Instagram, and one of his friends commented on a post saying he can't wait for the new season. His best mate commented, right, okay. We don't know what's gone on yet. Nothing's been reported as a done deal yet. If it's going to happen, I'd imagine it's going to happen now. So, yeah, fair play to him if he does get that move, and fair play to Leicester if they're going to pay us 100k for it, you know. I mean, we're down on our money. That could top the finances back up nicely. But should it all go on the playing budget? Well, that's up to the directors to decide, really. Do you go on the supporters bus to away games? That's from Bluebirds TV 26. I don't know. I actually go with my fiance and the family. If any of you go to any Newport County away games, you'll probably know Big Phil on the sticks, on the crutches with the big yellow car. Well, that's actually my fiance's father, and I travel in the car with them all the time. It's a really good day out with them. You know, they're a brilliant family. Support the club every game, and they literally go to every single away game. So fair play. Look out for Big Phil next time you go away with the county. Aaron Day, opinion on Arsenal Fan TV. I think I'm gonna have two opinions on them if that's okay with you, Aaron. The first opinion is going to be, as a broadcaster, they're geniuses in the fact that they get the sort of viewings, you know, the people watching, you know, they do well to do what they do in that respect. But at the end of the day, they call themselves Arsenal Fan TV, but they only tend to do well when Arsenal are losing and people are kicking off about it. So to do well, they need their team to lose, and they're quite happy to see that happen to push their channel. So I think they got the complete wrong idea. This channel, the Amber Army channel, is designed to engage supporters for the good of our football club. So for me, I'm not a fan of Arsenal Fan TV for the fact that they don't do anything for Arsenal. They do it for themselves. But as a broadcaster, I think you've got to applaud their genius, really. Right, I've lost you all a little bit. You have to slow down a minute, guys. 100k would be good for us, big man. Cheers, Bluebirds. Hi, Robbie. Big man, might go away to Barry. I should be going myself. It'd be good to meet you, mate. So make yourself known if you do go. Callum Fox. Mappy. Right, I don't know who Mappy is, mate. But point him out. James Morris, can't wait for the season to start. You'll be at Stevenage. I hope plenty of you will be there. Plenty of people. That would be good. That would. Thoughts on Frank Noble and Lamar Reynolds? Frank Noble has struggled to find a level, but he was tipped to be a great striker. Chelsea wanted to keep him. They offered him a contract. He turned it down to join West Ham for first team football. He didn't quite get that because he wasn't quite good enough at the time. He needed further development. Couldn't quite get it at Ipswich or Wolves after West Ham. A couple of League One clubs didn't quite do it. Maybe League Two could be his level. We could be the team that he does it for. It's wishful thinking, but you know, you'd like to think that Flinney, Hatswell, and Lenny Lawrence are going to get things right. Lamar Reynolds, I like the thought of Lamar Reynolds because, like I said, you sign a good non-league player. Usually, you need some sort of trait that is suitable for the modern game, and pace is a big one. Pace and ability with the football at your feet. Lamar Reynolds apparently has that. So he could be an interesting one, guys. Right then. Jesus. Come on, guys. You have to slow down. Yeah, there's loads of it. Best thing to do if we sell the youngster to Leicester. Well, yeah. Get ourselves a bit of money. Alright, call Logan a snake. Why exactly? I'd like to know about this. I own a joint account on Instagram, Newport County Fans, Tom Owen Evans and Kieran Parsall. I'll follow. That's big man. Hey, big man, do us a favour and share some stuff for us, you know. I really appreciate it. Yeah, nice one. We'll see you there, mate. We'll see you there. Happy days. Logan gets bummed for the fun of it. I thought that was the old point for people who like getting bummed, but hey, what can I say? This is about football, not that. So let's keep it back to football then, guys. Surely there's more you want to definitely share the Amber Army. Thank you, mate. Cheers, big man. We all help each other. We'll share yours too. Just make yourself known on there. Tag us in something. We'll follow you. We'll share some stuff. Happy days. So there's plenty going on in the football world at the moment. Germany are looking like they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, you know, for many years to come now. You know, I mean, it's practically a youth team that went and won that Confederations Cup. It beat a very strong Chile team. What do you guys think of that? Okay, new chance for County. Aaron, keep your eyes peeled for that one, mate. You will be seeing them. I'm not going to perform them by myself. They're not quite the same. You know, they're not quite the same if I just sing them myself. But then, you know, when you hear it in full voice from the Hazel, it's something pretty neat. Haley and Phelps, James Morris, have you thought more of the Alex Samuel situation? I think I've covered this one quite a lot lately, to be honest with you. So, it is what it is, really, isn't it? I mean, I can't be bitter against the lad because he helped us out so much, but I just thought our club was worth a lot more than not even giving us the chance to have a discussion with him. You know, I just thought that was a bit crap. But hey, we stayed up and he played a part, so that's what I'll remember from now on. Unless he scores the winner against us for Stevenage, because no chance. Right, got to keep up with your questions. I do go on a bit, don't I, guys? Any decent second keepers to sign? If I guess autocorrect has done you over there, LKB. I think you meant to say Bittner. Well, Bittner hasn't announced that he's a burner as well. Come on, get it right, mate. Bittner hasn't announced his retirement, but if this young lad doesn't go to Leicester in the end, there's a backup right there. I mean, if he's good enough to go to Leicester, then maybe he's good enough to be a backup in League Two. Alright, and Max Peters, please talk about the beef on the NCFC Facebook banter pages. Max, by the way, is one of our patrons. Let's all say thank you to Max and well done. You're a good man, Max. But when you talk about the beef on the Facebook banter pages, be a bit more specific, mate, and then we can talk about it. I don't know exactly what you mean. Scabs, thoughts on King retiring from football, Luton keeper. Is that the 19-year-old lad who had to retire? Refresh my memory. Why exactly did he retire? I heard a bit about it, but I didn't read that much into it. LKB Bittner, there it is. You got it right in the end. Well done, mate. Aaron Day, opinion on Scott Parker retiring? Well, he's at an age now. You know, he's had a good career. Maybe he's feeling as though he's not as sharp as he used to be. When you're a really good player and you come to the end of your career and you start feeling it going in your legs and you don't feel like you can do the game as well anymore, you do get that feeling that I'm just not as good as I used to be, and it's a really sinking feeling, I can imagine. So there we go. I'd imagine that's what it is. You just come to that point and thought, no, that's it now. That's it. I'm done. Bit like Steven Gerrard, and that's pretty much what Steven Gerrard said when he retired. Similar players, really good. Obviously, Scott Parker, nothing like Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard's a legend, but Scott Parker, great player, will be missed in the game. But that's the thing. I mean, when you get to like a player, they're going to retire one day. Right. Too good to be a backup keeper, wasted on a bench, in my opinion. Who's that then, Liam? Who's the backup keeper you mean? Are we talking about Bittner? Scott Parker, what a player. Yeah, he certainly was, big man. He certainly was a great player. Reece Healy, I hope he gets better and I hope he does well for Cardiff. He did really good for us. Reece Healy's a twat. Well, there's a couple of people who are still a bit butthurt over him. But, yeah, what can I say? I mean, he went back to Cardiff. He started playing in the first team. I mean, you can't really knock the guy for that. If he's getting at the first team of his parent club on the back of playing on loan with us, I just think it was a bit crap how the situation was handled. I think Wesley was scapegoated somewhat. Although I don't like Wesley, that's the one time I'll stick up for him. I think he was scapegoated, and it was too much of an excuse there. I think Warnock was going to give him to Plymouth at first until he realised, hold on a minute, I think I can use him. And bang, he went and scored the winner against Burton. So there you go. Who we got here now? Davis, young lad, seen him play. Right, okay. Too good to be a backup. Would you push a young lad in front of Joe Day right now. It would be a bit of a gamble. If it didn't work out, then it would be a bit egg on face for Flinney. I think you play it safe for that one. So I think he'd be a backup, fill in if and when needed, learn from Joe Day, learn from James Bittner, and then we'll develop him well, yeah. But to be honest with you, if we're going to get 100k for him with clauses in the deal, I think we got to go with the 100k, to be honest with you, mate. Oi oi boyos, what Mark does. I actually know what Mark does. Well, no, I don't know what Mark does. I wouldn't want to know, to be honest with you. But yeah, I do know Mark. Nice lad. Runs a good channel, check it out sometime. Right, Everton signed Michael Keane 30 million. That is an inflated amount of money for a bottom end of the league central defender. To be honest with you, 30 million is just stupid. Everton are just throwing money at it, thinking they could do the Man City type thing. I mean, 30 million for a Championship goalkeeper, 30 million for the bottom of the end of the table centre back. I just think it's just throwing money at it for the sake of it. 100k for a keeper with clauses, daylight robbery. I think 100k is pretty much what the tribunal would set it at, because a bit like the Regan Poole situation, technically he's on a youth contract, which means he's not on a pro contract with us yet, so people can take him, but we would get, and it would be roughly about 100k for the league that we're in, for the fee. That's where the 100k comes from. It was a similar type of deal that we ended up getting with Regan Poole. Max Peter, thanks for the shout out. Reach around for everyone. I think I'll leave you with that one, Max. Enjoy yourself. That's all I'll say. Craig Reed, behind the two striker, was working for a while. I got to disagree. I don't think it did, because we were losing games. I know we won a few, but I don't think Craig Reed's inclusion played much of a part in that. And I was a bit disappointed about that. I was hoping Reedy could have recaptured some form with us. Unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. I think Wesley's thought process behind bringing Craig Reed back was to keep fans on his side more than anything, and then I think it just blew up on him then, because he ended up dropping him himself. Not in front of Joe Day, agree with that, but needs to be either on loan, give the lad experience, or sell up. Well, yeah, fair enough then, Phelpsy. I got to be fair. Bittner, I think, is a bit spent as a goalkeeper. He should retire, and we should get a proper backup. But then if you're going to bring a young keeper in, you're going to need to give him some game time to develop him. So I think a loan move, keeping him and putting him on loan, some would say, we're throwing 100k away there. But then at the end of the day, we could develop a good goalkeeper on a pro contract who could end up being worth $1 million or $2 million one day. You never know if we develop him right. So I think it's a good point you brought up there, Phelpsy. Cheers for bringing that one up. Right. Where are we now? Aaron Day, slowest player. Are we talking about Craig Reed there? Because I don't think he was all that slow. I just think he was just couldn't get his form back, to be honest with you. What players, if any, do you feel we still need signing? We definitely need another striker. A striker that we know will definitely find the goal. I don't think we need all that much now. I think we just need to top the squad up with a couple of loan players, maybe a couple of trialists who impress, someone to push the current players for their first team places cheaply. I don't know. That's why I'm not a football manager, although I do feel as though I make a good one. But I prefer watching the games from the stands and singing and shouting rather than being on the touchline having to compose myself. Did you ever notice when the players were chanting, "We are staying up" in the dressing room, Craig Reed was just standing around not joining in? Right. I'm glad someone actually brought this up. I had to go up to him and actually say to him, look, rejoice in this, be happy about this, mate, because you were a big part in getting us here in the first place. His goals pushed us from Conference South to Conference. And I say, you were part of the start of all this. And he's like, that's right, yeah, me and the team back in the day, yeah, we started it all. And I was like, well, there you go. And what this lot have just done is protected what you just, what you did for us back then. So be a bit happy about it, mate. You're always a legend to all these people It's just football moves forward. Sometimes people have to get left behind. But you remembered here, so don't worry about it. And I think he appreciated that. Well, I hope he did anyway. But that's a really good point, because Rhys Griffiths, when we got promoted, if you watch the promotion DVD from 2013, he's the same, because he didn't make such a contribution to it. He couldn't be bothered joining in the celebrations. I can understand it to a point, but at the end of the day, you were part of something special. Whether you played a big part or not, you were still part of it. So there's me going on again, but that's a good point, Scarbs. Cheers for bringing that one up. Reynolds rejected Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall and Norwich for us. Well, if that's the clubs he rejected to join us, it's probably because we're offering him first team football, and if he can shine in League 2, he'll get a move to one of them to play first team football. Because he wouldn't just say no to them 3 teams in favour of us. That'd be daft, but I think he's thinking smart, thinking long term, if he has picked us over them, because he's going to get game time with us. Big man, a lot of free agents around. Well, yeah, there is a lot of free agents around. Plenty of people still have to be signed. Don't panic, guys. There's loads of people out there we can sign. Doy's a good striker. Wages would be an issue, because he'd be getting paid an absolute fortune at Forest Green. But then he's still their player. He's still under contract. We'd have to pay for him. Money we haven't got, unfortunately. Although I do agree, he would be a good striker to sign. If only Justin Edinburgh had picked him up when he had the chance, eh? But, oh well, you win some, you lose some. Who do you think is the best manager in the world? Ooh, that's a tough question. Can I say a top 5? I think if I had to say a top 5, I think we've got to throw Ancelotti in there, because of what he's done at so many different clubs. He's got to be one of them. I think Guardiola's got to be there because of what he has done. End of the day, there's all well and good having good teams, but you got to make them play in the right kind of system. I think I'm not going to say Klopp, although I could be biased and say Klopp. I think Pochettino's got to be up in there because of what he's done with Tottenham, and Conte as well. Definitely Conte, and the other one, Zidane, is getting there, not quite there yet. I'm trying to think of more managers now. Joachim Low has got to be in amongst that because of what he's done with Germany all these years. I mean, it's been spectacular what he's done. But best manager in the world. I mean, you're looking at, I think, if I throw Joachim Low in with Conte, Pochettino, Guardiola, and Ancelotti, I think there you go. There's your top 5. I've missed out Mourinho. I just think he's lost it, personally. I think he lost it at Chelsea. He lost his mind. He's gone to Man United to try and revitalise himself. And he did know, in theory, he did, well, he did one better than Van Gaal. Van Gaal won the FA Cup. I'd say that's on par with the Europa League. But the League Cup is the only difference between Van Gaal and Mourinho. And you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm losing a load now. Big man, thanks for bringing that one up. I've now lost myself now. Max Peters, let's join back with Max. The Flinny Thierry Henry publicity was genius. It raises the profile of Flynn and the club for the future signings loanees. Definitely. I mean, if we've got a friend in Henry, then, you know, it's going to raise our profile, definitely. Especially if he gives us the odd mention here and then when he's on Sky. We all want a Peplos versus Silverthorns derby, not Sullivan's. They have small team mentality. Well, if we're talking about FIFA, then we beat the Sullivans on FIFA. So, as much as they'll protest that, we won the last game. And my brother will definitely back that one up. But, yeah, no, we could kick your ass if you want, Peplo. Yeah, we could give you a doing over. Phelpsy, that 100k, we could sell Davis and go on strikers. 100k, we could say half of it go into the bank, half of it go to a striker, and we would get a good strike on the back of that, definitely. But we have got a little bit of a shortfall because we gambled. We gambled to stay up, and it paid off only because we got rid of Wesley in the end. But it paid off, but we are on a bit of a shortfall at the moment. We need to pick it back up. 100k would plug that gap right up, but split it in half, and we can sign a good striker. Okay, so you name the top 5. Do you think any of those 5 could have kept Newport County in the Football League in 12 games? I suppose it's something we'll never know. But I think that top 5, I don't think any of them would have wanted to try. I don't think any of them would have taken it on like Flinney did. I don't think any of them can actually turn around and say, in all honesty, that they would have done it either. So there we go. Right, probably wages, Liam. Taming players in the future. Oh, you two are having a discussion. I'll leave you to it then. Opinion on referees in League 2. I think you've heard my opinion all season long if you've been watching these vlogs. They're shit. They're absolute shit. Are you playing Northampton in friendly? Yes, we certainly are. We're coming up against Justin Edinburgh and Sam Foley. It'll be the second time since Foley's left that we played against him in a friendly match. So be looking forward to seeing him again. Be looking forward to seeing Justin again as well. Bowden, Redshaw, Painter, all still available. Can we pay them though? Salvage Davis, we can pay them. So there we go. Maybe that's what we're waiting on. Maybe we're waiting for that money. Why do all League 2 refs hate the Welsh? Well, I mean, it's the one thing that we turn around and say, oh, is it because we're effing Welsh? It's probably not. I don't know. I don't think it's so much that they hate us. It's just, well, I can't really put my finger on it, really. You'd have to ask them. I don't think they hate us because we're Welsh. But at the end of the day, I just don't think League 2 refs are consistent. That's what I'll say. Worst refereeing decision. Right, Aaron, I'm going to come back to this because I will speak all night and I'll tell you so many horror stories of crap decisions that I've seen over the years following county. Things like handballs given against us to give a penalty when it was their player who handballed it. You know, things like that. We've had some of the worst refereeing decisions I've ever seen against county, and a lot of them took place last season, and it could have relegated us. So you're going to get me wound up if I talk about that kind of stuff now. County Boy 16. All right, Taff. Hello, County Boy 16. What do you think of Everton signing so far this year? I did mention this not too long ago. I'd imagine that you've only just joined us. Everton are paying far too much money for players. They've got money, so they're throwing it around. I don't know if it's going to strike fear in people or whether they're just going to laugh at them because they're overpaying for their players at the moment. I think they need to calm down just a little bit. I mean, they're getting the right idea. They're looking to strengthen. They got the money there. Fair enough. But just take a step back and not get bullied into paying too much. That's what I think. Right. The 4-0 loss to Orient was a blessing in disguise. Well, I'm glad that enough time has come after that game that I can look back and think that way, because that day was one of the worst days I've ever had following county. I was up early in the morning to take the covers off of the pitch that day, and I near enough broke my back to watch us lose 4-0 to the Whipping Boys in the division. It was possibly the worst game I've ever been to, you know, as a Newport County supporter, and it's just where I just developed such a hate for Wesley at the time. 50k, what, get a striker? That's under 1k a week wages. Yeah, well, how much do you think, you know, players get paid in our division? 50k buys you a striker for the season. You know, it pays their wage, their basic wage. So, yeah, you know, so what are they going to earn, like £850 a week? That's a good wage for League 2, really. I mean, the £1,000 mark is for the really, really high end League 2 players, and you're looking into League 1 wages and when you're going over a K. Can't wait to smash Forest Green. They sound like bellends. To be honest with you, they're not dickheads as fans. You know, they're not wankers. They're not the kind to, you know, to come and start some bullshit with you. I don't mind their fans that much. I just don't like their club. I just don't like the whole green mentality around it. I mean, it just doesn't suit football well. You know, I mean, you know, a pie and a burger or something like at half time. You know, not a veggie burger and a veggie pie. You know, it just don't work for me. And it's just the way they are, a small club in a small village in the middle of nowhere. It's just the kind of club that has no business in the Football League, and if they didn't have the money, they wouldn't even come close. People can say that we got promoted in the same way, but we didn't. We didn't just have money thrown at us. Most of our promotion squad was assembled before Les Scadding became chairman, which people tend to forget. People think we were bankrolling at the Football League. No, we did it. We did it on merit. Christian Jolly signing may push us over the line, but the players who were signed before Les Scarring got involved, they are the ones who put us in that position to give us that chance to be pushed over the line. So people should realise that. Lincoln at home near Christmas would be the best game of the season. Lincoln, well, yeah, I mean, Lincoln have brought a lot of excitement up with them, you know, and it's going to be an occasion because they're still going to be buzzing from their promotion and cup run from last season. So I suppose it'd be an interesting one. I just hope we beat them. I just hope we wipe the smiles off their faces, to be honest with you. Top 5 away days this year coming up. I think Coventry's obviously going to be one of them. I think Swindon is going to be a good one. I look forward to Cheltenham because it was such a good away day last year. I'm thinking Forest Green because we'll take a lot of people with us, and I don't know, the 5th one I'm undecided on. I don't like it when it's too far away, but I like going to a big club, and that's the thing. We've lost quite a few big clubs. We haven't got that many of them. If I'm going to pick another away day, it's got to be a more local one. An Exeter is a crap ground, so I'm not going to pick them. I don't know who we got from London now. Barnet's not a good away day. Tell you what, that 5th one, it'll come to me, trust me. Ref was shocking. Plymouth at home FA Cup. I actually don't think the ref had that bad of a game. I think the penalties were both penalties for definite, but there were certainly games that season where the referees were poor, and it really, really done us over. Missing Luton at home on March the 16th, my 18th birthday. Well, why don't you come? We'll make a fuss of you, you know. We'll take the piss out of you as well. Come along. 18th birthday, you know, the boys will get you steaming as well. County Boys 16, do you think we have the potential to be promoted in the next couple of years? That's a tough one. I mean, anyone's got the potential to be promoted. I mean, look at Accrington. They should have been promoted, and they had the lowest wage in the whole league. I mean, I don't think that's likely to happen again. You know, someone with such a low wage to near enough be guaranteed promotion. But never say never. You know, we got a real good mentality about us now. We got a manager that's taking us forwards and playing football, winning us games. You know, he's found a formula. Sorry. Yeah, so next couple of years, if we grow as a club, get more supporters through, and we find other income streams that can help us grow, then I don't see why not, you know. Coventry away, yep, that's going to be the big one, I think. Yeovil. Well, yeah, I mean, Yeovil, I don't like open terraces, to be honest with you. We can't generate that much of an atmosphere in an open terrace. It gets lost in the atmosphere, you know. Well, the environment, should I say. You know, we lose it. So it's not a great atmosphere, and if it rains, it's a bloody horrible day. So an open terrace, no. So it's not going to be one that I'm going to be overly looking forward to. I go to any game, you know me. But, you know, you get your ones you really look forward to and your ones you don't quite look as forward to. But I think Crewe might be an interesting one. It's close enough, and it's one of the first away games of the season. Stevenage is a crap place to go, but Crewe could be the one that, you know, we take a lot of people to. Are you going to Northampton away pre-season? I'm sure it's a Saturday, and if so, yes, I shall be there. Most definitely. Looking forward to the first friendly. We're playing at Dundee on Friday it's Friday the 14th, I believe. 7 o'clock kickoff at Dundee. I hope plenty of you are there. Dundee are a good club. They're a nice club, nice people who run it. So, you know, it would be good to go there and help them out. I'm sure it'll only be like a fiver to get in as well. And because it's the first one of the season, because I know we went to Dundee and took trialists and youth. That was because it was halfway through the whole pre-season. I think if we look back at Caldecott, where we took all the first team, where Leonard John Lewis got bloody injured. I hope plenty of you turn up, because I do think we'll be looking at playing our first team, first pre-season game. We usually do. Why don't County try and get a Premier League team for pre-season? Well, the deal with Premier League teams usually is when you basically get them coming to you to help you make a bit of money. With our pitch not being ready, it's just not possible for us to get a Premier League team to come down and play us. Obviously, no Premier League team will come and play us at Spitty. So next season, though, with a better pitch, I can definitely see us. To be honest with you, if our pitch was still crap, no Premier League teams would come down and risk of injuring their players. So a good pitch next season, and I can't see why we can't get a Premier League team or two down. Hi Gregory, you're late, mate. I'm nearly finished, mate. So get your questions in as quickly as you can. Is your holiday code for a cameo on Love Island? I mean, Max, if you've seen me, you'll see that I certainly would not fit on Love Island. I probably wouldn't fit in the camera frame, to be honest with you, if I went on Love Island. If you look at these ripped blokes, and then you look at me, I got my six-pack, that's a six-pack of lager sitting in there. So, absolutely not. Love Island would not be for me. Absolutely not. Phelps, who's the player that's going to surprise us the most? Lamar Reynolds, you heard it here first. Lamar Reynolds, definitely. Is the ultimate dream to get Cardiff away in the FA Cup? Yes and no. It would be a great day out for the fans, but would it change the club's future? Probably not. If we got away to Manchester United or Liverpool or Arsenal, that's a game changer for the club. So the dream for me to see the club progress is to get a top Premier League club. But if we are looking at picking something for a great day out for the fans, Cardiff would be the one. But if they stuffed us, it wouldn't be here, would it? Sod's Law. Yep, that's right, Gregory. You got Steve. How you got Steve in his first game of the season? The day I asked. Well, that's funny enough. That's funny enough you say that. Yeah, I did say I don't. I wouldn't say I do hate Stevenage more than anyone else. They're one of the first ones that spring to mind when you ask me who do I hate in our division. For us to get him, especially after I've been talking so much smack about Alex Samuel as well, it is Sod's Law, to be honest with you, mate. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it either way anyway. I mean, I got a feeling we're going to start well this season. I think the last 3 seasons we've lost that opening day game. We need to win one and put ourselves on the right foot to move forward. Big man, hopefully I can see a Man City or Liverpool at County. One day, maybe even a cup game. How many do you see Reynolds getting this year? Got to realise he's playing League 2 football now, which is 4 divisions above, and he's going to be playing from an inside forward position, I believe. So that's not a massive goal scoring place, but it's a goal setting up kind of place, goal creation kind of place. So I can see him getting some assists for certain. And if he's the type that can catch defenders out, I can't see why he can't get 15 goals and set 15 up. Well, I know it's a bit of a tall order for a player coming from non-league, but if he's as good on the ball as people say he is, then he's going to cause defences problems. And that's what they're saying. He's going to cause a lot of defences, a lot of problems. So, Georgie, did I call you Gregory earlier? I might have. That's my reading, mate. The writing on you is so small. What club do you have a soft spot in League 2 other than Newport? That's a tough one, actually. I can't say I've developed overly much soft spots, but the one team that always springs to mind when I'm asked this question is Mansfield. Not particularly nice place, not particularly nice supporters either, not particularly nice club. But we got promoted with Mansfield. And I know being a Notts County fan, you're going to hate me for saying that. I'm sorry. But it's just purely because we got promoted with them. So we enjoyed our first season back in Football League with them. So I just had a soft spot for them for that reason, basically. Hardest working player. That's a good one. David Pipe springs to mind, really. If you're talking about county players, of course, David Pipe springs to mind, I'd say. Where is Stevenage? Stevenage is North London, I believe. It's sort of up out of the way in London, in Greater London, of course, but it's its own town in Greater London, but it's seen as London, if you know what I mean. So it's in the north and right over. No, my geography is crap. Apologies for that. Favourite Newport County chant is Discoland, and always will be, because of the great significance it had during our promotion season, and then the fact that it's still the fans' favourite now. Hate Morecambe. I can't stand Morecambe either. They're one of the teams I hate the most. Right. We hate Ellison because every time we play against him, he goes down and wins penalties and things like that against us. He either scores goals against us, wins penalties against us and scores them himself. We've had some banter with him as well, so I don't particularly hate him. I think I spoke about Ellison on one of these not too long ago, and we had a good banter with him just before the game a couple of years ago when Morecambe came down. So I did quite enjoy speaking to him then. But to be honest with you, he has been a thorn in our side for quite some time, and it's good to see him come to the end of his career. I wish him all the best, of course, but I just don't want to see him in a Morecambe shirt against us again, to be honest with you. How many do you feel Newell will get this year? If we use him in the right way, if we get him the right service, I can't see any reason why he can't score a good amount of goals. He hasn't had a good goal scoring record anyway yet. Hopefully this will be the first time that he actually gets his goals. Hopefully League 2 is going to be his level. I respect your fans for coming over to clap us at the last game of the season. Well, I mean, your fans did give us a bit of stick in the end. They were wishing us to go down. But, Georgie, your fans are not the worst in the league, and you're representing them pretty well here. So, thank you very much. And looking forward to coming up to Nottingham. And remember, the last time we spoke, you're going to come and say hello. So make sure you do. Favourite away day. My favourite away day of all time has got to be Hereford away on a Tuesday night during our promotion season when we won 3-2. And if any of you were there that night, you'll know exactly why. Do you think Jackson will get any this year? I think he will get more. Definitely. I think getting a new contract with County is going to give him the confidence to score the goals. He's been backed by 3 managers. He's been backed again by given a new contract. Hopefully that generates the confidence for him to start scoring some. I went to clap the Notts County fans. I got a fingers pulled at me. Well, at the end of the day, mate, you do get your dickheads. We got our own dickheads. They got their dickheads. It's just how the world works, unfortunately, mate. But people like George, you obviously are nice guys. After you stop broadcasting, search Weymouth Pie and have a look at his video from the way in. I've already watched it a couple of times, mate. I actually quite liked it. Some unbelievable noise from our boys. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, in that kind of atmosphere, you're going to hear some good noise. I just wish that we could keep it up throughout the whole season next year. Now, favourite ground I've been to. Alright, I'm going to answer this twice. First of all, favourite ground I've been to is Anfield. Favourite ground I've been to with Newport County, I've got to say the Hawthorns. I really liked it there. I hope we get to go there again sometime. Why did Sheridan leave Notts? I believe he was sacked because he put them down into a relegation position. To my surprise, I didn't think that they would go that bad with him at the helm. He should have stayed at Oldham. He should have stayed with us first of all, but no, he should have just stayed at Oldham. Lost 10 matches in a row. Well, there you go. That's going to get you the sack anyway, really, isn't it? Now, look, guys, I've been on here for 45 minutes. You've had me for nearly 15 minutes longer than I would have intended, but you know me, I like to answer all your questions. It looks as though we're winding it down now, so thanks all for watching again. And big up to our sponsors, Kev Ward Media. Kevin Ward, you are a diamond. Thank you very much for your support. And I hope you guys all go and check out his website. Details you'll see on my blogs now. Kev Ward's business pictures now being put up. So go and check him out. He runs a really, really good thing called the Port Hour as well. It was tonight, every Monday, 8 till 9. So if you cared about Newport, the city, get on board and see what they got to say and see what ideas you can throw in. Let's get this city booming. Let's get the football team booming as well. Yep, bye guys. Thanks all again for watching. It's been another good one. And thank you all for... I'll share your Amber Army account in a bit. Nice one, big man. I'll share your account back as soon as I get the opportunity to. Thanks again, guys. It's been a good one again. Really enjoyed doing this. Keep watching. Look out for a blog in the week. I will be doing one. Thank you very much. If you want to give me any suggestions on a blog you'd like to see me do, pop it in the comments now after I finish broadcasting this. The video will be getting posted for you to watch again. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you again, okay? Cheers all. Up the county.